Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm here to do some more stories since today is story times, okay? I found these stories on this app called Smart News on our phones. So let's begin. This story is called The Thick Darkness Where God Is, okay? Could be the fake guys, okay? But we're going to see though. We're going to read it and see. I didn't read these, okay? Most everyone is familiar with the opening lines of Genesis where we are told that in the beginning, see, told y'all. Watch my video when I made a video about this. When I said Gina did not want the black people to rule the world. She wanted white people to rule it, okay? So basically what's going on. Most everyone is familiar with the opening lines of Genesis. See, lines, like a fucking play or some shit. Where we are told, it is a game, where we are told that in the beginning, the earth was without form and void, and darkness was over the face of the deep. Then God says, let there be light, and creation gets rolling. It's not at all difficult to conclude that, from the very start, God prefers light to darkness. A multitude of passages from scriptures to combat this out. The seminal account of this interplay between light and darkness came to mind when I was on the exercise bike at the gym earlier this year. In a late February edition of the New Yorker, Adam Gopnik reviews The Darkness Manifesto by Swedish ecologist Johan Ekeflof. Gopnik's review, Turn Off the Lights, asks, what laws when darkness becomes endangered? See, I told you all African Americans, all black people is endangered. Okay? Ekla is an expert in bats, a lover of darkness, and bemoans the ecological damage to animal species that human-caused light pollution has wrought across the planet. I doubt I'll be reading Elof's book. It sounds too scandalous nourished to rise to the top of an already too tall pile of unread books in our library room. I guess the Bible. As often is the case with books reviews in the New Yorker, I found Gopnik's review more interesting than the book he was reviewing. Okay? Toward the end of his review, Gopnik steps back and reflects on how the interplay, see, the game, and tension between light and darkness are woven into the fabric of humanity's most compelling hopes and dreams. More light, go the famous deathbed commands, were the battle cry of the Enlightenment, Gilles, okay, which produced the progressive-minded science that eventually gave us the light bulb and the neon sign and the LED, turn on the night, still the essential cry of the Romantics. From Caspar David Friedrich to Kiss, urges us to love in darkness. Okay, which is now, that's the real darkness, okay? As in typical for me, I thought both of the opening lines of Genesis, which place a divine stamp on light from the start and of the many apparent country biblical texts that shall the divine in darkness, see? If God is light and in God there is no darkness at all, 1 John 1:5, then what's going on in Exodus 20? When we read that Moses, the devil, approaches the thick darkness where God was. Okay? I was raised in specific versions of Christianity, one that Barbara Brown Taylor describes in Learning to Walk in the Dark as full solar spirituality. Solar spirituality focuses on staying in the light of God around the clock, both observing and reflecting the sunny side of faith. Yeah, it's about them. You can loosely recognize a full solar church by its emphasis on the benefits of faith, which includes a sure sense of God's presence, certainly a belief, divine guidance in all things, and reliable answers to prayer. The fact that our fervent prayers often went unanswered and the presence of the divine was often undetectable didn't matter. We was urged to live out a religious version of fake it till you make it, because after all, how can you not be happy when you have everything right and God is on your side? Unfortunately, I was not gifted with a full solar personality. I am more of a lunar than a solar person, preferring the reflected light of Artemis, and Artemis is actually the Grim Reaper, I think, and the moon to the solar splendor of her friend brother Apollo. Okay, I don't know. Tolkien's Lunar 11 Queen Calera is my favorite character in The Lord of the Rings. And I found in Barbara Brown Taylor's description of her own spiritual orientation something very familiar. I have been given the gift of lunar spirituality in which the divine light available to me rests and reigns with the season. All in all, the moon is a truer mirror for my soul than the sun that looks the same way every day. I heard on NPR a while ago that on the eve of the conclave that would elect him as the next pope, then Cardinal Giorgio Mario Bergoglio urged his fellow cardinals to remember Aries, Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer, I think. Hey, to remember that Christians should live by the light of the moon rather than of the sun. Followers of Christ should reflect the source of light rather than acting as if they are the source. With regards to the hierarchy of the religious structure he was soon to be elected to lead, he said that the church existed to reflect Christ as soon as it believed itself is the light. See? Disaster, if you've been rolling with me, rocking with me, you know what I'm talking about. Disaster occurs and the church becomes an idol. Preach it, Francis. While there may be many reasons to fear the dark, times of darkness are part of being human, and spiritual darkness is central to a search for the divine, the real one. The way many persons of faith talk about darkness, you would think that it came from a whole different deity. But as Barbara Brown Taylor reminds us, to be human is to live by sunlight and moonlight, with anxiety and delight, omitting limits and transcending them, falling down and rising up. I am reminded of the final lines of Randy Newman's I Think It's Going to Rain Today. Words that shine a pale light into an often dark world. Right before me, the signs implore me, help the needy and show them the way. Human kindness is overflowing, and I think it's going to rain today. At the end of this book review, Adam Godnick provides a bit of advice. The light of reason makes searchlights and lighthouses. The love of darkness asks us to adjust our eyes and egos significantly to see as owls do. Read between the lines, basically. Seek light in the morning, accept the night when it comes, then call it a day. It is typically human to divide and conquer, okay? So believe this shit, okay? What's going on right now, believe it, okay? It's not a lie. To emphasize one side of apparent opposites to the disparagement and exclusion of the other. But light and darkness are both part of the package, both human and divine. Even God needs the evening and the morning to make a day. Okay, hope y'all enjoy. I'll be back for some more if I feel like it. I'm out. Peace.